first video of the social psychology section was about the Solomon-Asch experiment and conformity. And if you wondered how it was that we were so subject to such influences of a group, well, the answer might lie right here. Maybe a couple of 100,000 years in the finishing of our evolution as a species, we lived in groups. And those groups began to compete with each other for survival. If the group did well, the genes made it into the next generation, and whatever traits those people had were passed on. Well, one of the traits, the most important traits, is the group size. And this British anthropologist named John Dunbar looked at a variety of primates to see what the relationship was between the group size that they could muster and the size of their brains. And he found, to everyone's surprise, a remarkable relationship. Here is that relationship. And what it shows is that the cerebral cortex size is directly related to the group size. You can see the nice straight line with monkeys, apes, and even humans at the upper right-hand corner plotted. The human Dunbar number is between 150 and 200, which is the maximum size group where we can really keep track of all the individuals and predict all of their interactions so that the group can function very well. We know who is a free rider, we know who is altruistic, and the size matters. Humans, therefore, have the largest group size of primates. This diagram should look familiar. It's Paul MacLean's triune brain with the neocortex or primate brain at the top. Now, if we look down here, there is a more realistic diagram of the human. And sweeping to the side, we see the monkey brain with a much smaller neocortex compared to the human brain. And let's drift off to the poor mouse, which has a very small relative neocortex. This kind of social evolution, where it looks like we really function most naturally in groups of people, affects a lot of the things that we do. We talked about in class how it probably wasn't a good idea to brain scan any individual. You should probably put them in the context of a group. Of course, you can't do that because a brain scanner wraps around one person's head. But the point is that we're really a little different when we're in groups, and that difference is something that is built into us. And that is the subject of the next video, where we talk about moral tribes. The take-home message from this video: John Dunbar predicts that our group size is about 150 to 200 people. By the way, that's something the military figured out through trial and error. The military knows that in battle, people don't really die for their country. They die for their buddies. And therefore, they need to have a group that can allow that group dynamic to take place. 1,000 people wouldn't do it. 10 isn't efficient. The number they chose? The Dunbar number.